Welcome back to the shop, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So what we've got on deck today is we are going to make a hallway entrance table, a small one, because all I've got left is this is the remainder of my Birdseye Maple from the watch display case. So I just had a small piece. It's going to be 18 by 16 inches roughly. We're going to take and use up some black walnut that I have as well. So these are going to be the aprons around there in the drawer front, because we are going to put a drawer in there, and we are going to do 4 tapered legs out of walnut as well. And I think as well, I haven't cut the material yet. I think I'm going to do a lip all the way around of walnut as well, and then I'm going to try and cut that on a really steep bevel because it's small enough I can cut a steep bevel on my table saw. So that is the plan for this build. So this is the end of the tapering jig. You can see right here, it's hard to see because of the dark wood, but you can see right here, this is the table leg end, so the bottom of the table leg. And you can see my cuts on there, so I'm going to cut this side off, rotate that over, cut the other side off. All right, moving right along. What we've done here is we are going to put in a nice clean curve on the bottom of all my stretchers. I'm changing the design as I'm going because this is just basically a run to see how the Domino works. Incidentally, it's the first time I've used one. Super easy to use, easy to put together. It's basically like a domino maker for an adult. I loved Lego when I was growing up, and I tell you, this thing is, for something like this, is just amazing. So yeah, the other side of this is obviously same thing, long graceful curves. I made a couple of templates for it. I may use, clamp this down and use a router on this to clean up the edge. We'll see how well I do with the bandsaw. I might just use it on the sander because you're not going to see a direct comparison. That's going to be individual curves, so not as exact, but still made templates. It gives myself an option for that. All right, so all the miters look good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to domino in a couple of points on all four sides there so that when I glue this thing up, it doesn't slide around. I've done this kind of fixture on another table, roughly the same size, maybe an inch or two smaller. And what happened when I'm trying to glue this up is everything's trying to shift. So as you put pressure on it, everything's shifting. This thing's floating around. Everything's moving. It's super annoying. So I'm going to use the Domino to put in dominoes in here, and that should help me out. So that's what we're going to do next. Just double check that I haven't made a mistake. Hey, look, it all worked. Yeah, I think that'll work really nice. I cut the dominoes slightly oversized just because I want a little bit of wiggle room. So they're oversized this way. That way I can adjust side to side as you just saw me do, so that when I'm putting my 45s together, I can slide those into place and get everything where it should be. But yeah, that looks like it's going to work well. So I'll do that 3 more times. Okay, for my next trick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top that we just unclamped, and I'm going to cut the edges on a 15-degree angle, which gives me a nice steep curve on this side. I've wanted to do it with bigger tabletops, but because I don't have enough room or enough height in my garage, should be able to do it with this one. I should also probably have a taller auxiliary fence to give this thing some support, but I think with a push block against here and downward pressure, I can keep it stable enough. I can true it up afterwards too with the hand plane if it's a little bit off. So I'm not super worried about it. If it was a bigger piece, I would take the time and build out an auxiliary fence on that. But for now, we're going to run it through and see what happens. All right, so this is the underside of the table. So this is the long 15-degree slope that we did here. But we've got this really sharp edge on the corner, and I don't want to run that through the router table. I'm going to use a hand plane for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this jack plane here, and we're just going to run that down there and take that edge off. All right, so what we got in front of you here is the apron and the legs. Everything's glued up. I just cleaned off any excess glue squeeze out that was there. There wasn't a lot left. What we've got here is these two lines that you can see in frame, and then there's two others that mirror that across the other side. We're going to use figure eights, which are, I'm going to drill them in with a Forstner bit. And what that does, this will allow a little bit of seasonal movement if there is any in the top. I don't expect there to be much, but these work really well. I've used them on a ton of different projects. They're easy to install as long as your apron is big enough, which this one is. You need pretty much 3/4 of an inch because you don't want it visible from the outside. So these little tiny points that I have in here is where the drill bit's going to go, and we'll do that momentarily. So here's the finished product. It was a really fun build to do. Enjoyed using the festool Domino in there. It was a great intro to the tool, and I'll definitely be integrating it into other workflows as we go along. If you enjoyed this kind of content, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions on the build or any ideas that you might have, please leave a comment on the video. I'm always happy to respond. And I'll zoom out here and show you what the rest of it looks like, or a wider shot there. I apologize for the clutter in the background. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really like the piece. I'm probably gonna put it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and we'll see how that goes. So once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.